Who is responsible for enforcing human rights in conflict zones? In today's world, the enforcement of human rights in conflict zones is more relevant than ever. With ongoing conflicts and humanitarian crises, many are asking, who is responsible for protecting human rights during these turbulent times? This question is critical as people seek answers about accountability and justice in war-torn regions. The enforcement of human rights is a shared responsibility among various international and national entities. At the international level, organizations such as the United Nations and its specialized agencies, including the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights, play a vital role. These organizations monitor human rights situations and advocate for those affected. Regional bodies like the Council of Europe and the European Union also contribute significantly. They promote human rights standards and support investigations into violations. Their efforts help ensure that human rights remain as a priority even amidst conflict. International humanitarian law, which encompasses the Geneva Conventions and the laws of armed conflict, outlines the obligations of parties involved in armed conflicts. These laws requiring all parties to protect civilians and prevent human rights abuses. They mandate that parties must respect and ensure the protection of civilians and prisoners of war. In conflict zones, both governments and armed groups are legally bound to comply with international humanitarian law. This includes ensuring access to humanitarian aid and allowing international monitoring bodies to assess the situation. For example, in Ukraine, Russia is obligated to uphold human rights and international humanitarian law in areas it controls. National governments also carry the responsibility to enforce human rights within their territories. They must ensure that military forces comply with international law and investigate any violations. Furthermore, states can apply universal jurisdiction laws to prosecute individuals for international crimes committed abroad. International courts and tribunals, such as the International Criminal Court, are essential for holding individuals accountable for serious human rights violations. These institutions provide a legal framework for prosecuting those responsible for such abuses. They help ensure that justice is served and that human rights are protected in conflict zones. As conflicts continue to unfold globally, understanding who is responsible for enforcing human rights is vital. It is a collective effort that requires cooperation from various entities to protect the rights and dignity of individuals affected by war.